that yellow stuff is everywhere. So let's get started by just a little bit of movement before we settle into some breath work and centering. So scoot forward in your chair if you could. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart and place your hands on your thighs. Press your hands into your thighs to lengthen your spine up and just start to make some circles. Get reacquainted with your sitting bones sitting on the chair as you rock side to side, forward to back. Those are your balance landmarks. Notice what you notice about your lower back, your hips, your inner and outer thighs. And then start to go the other direction. Take a couple breaths in, just feel the air moving into the nostrils. And then come to a nice still point. Walk the feet back into hip width distance apart. And just lift the toes and lift the heels, starting to pump the calves just a bit, sending that blood up to the heart, up to the brain. Awaken the feet. And our feet are our foundational parts of landmarks of our body. So we've got the sitting bones and the feet. And then allow the feet to settle onto the earth. And gently press the feet into the earth as you use that to help grow your spine out of your pelvis. Lift the shoulders up to the ears and start to make some gentle shoulder circles with your your shoulders up. Breath in, and as you breathe out, shoulders back and down. Pay attention to what you sense from the shoulder joints, as well as any movement in the back body, if you have any tightness in the front or the back of the body as you start to move the shoulders, just in a gentle way. Taking kind of a snapshot of who and how you brought yourself in today, and then gently bring the hands onto the thighs and turn the head over the shoulder side to side, keeping your chin parallel to the earth. Just notice what you notice about the neck joints now, the cervical spine. See if you can hear any little Rice Krispie sounds as the fascia releases in the neck. Good. And then coming back to center, invite the eyes to close and take a tour even more deeply into the inner landscape of your body as you begin to tap into the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose in a gentle, easeful way, not trying to change the breath or do any pranayama work yet, just noticing that beautiful breath. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Is it possible to identify where in your body your breath initiates from? That just gives you a little bit more information about who and how you are today. If you're breathing quickly and from the upper chest, still attached to that sympathetic fight or flight system. Or is it possible to begin to slow the breath down? Noticing if we can soften the belly and allow the belly to pooch out as you breathe in. And as you exhale, a gentle falling back of the belly. Slowing down your mantra, breathing in. I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know that I am breathing out. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my mind. Staying attached to the sensations of the breath moving in and out, we can help to quiet the mind, giving it a job. And soften the body by using the breath to go to those places and spaces in your body that need a little more loving kindness today. Honoring your body, that you won't be pushing through pain or trying to prove anything to yourself today, but just being present with what is. Our centering today comes from Thich Nhat Hanh, his book, Present Moment, Wonderful Moment, which if you don't have it, it's just a wonderful meditative book. Thich Nhat Hanh offers very simple ideas, kind of to decrease the complexity of life by just enjoying the simplicities, I think. He says, waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. He says, what a better way to start the day than with a smile. Your smile affirms your awareness and determination to live in peace and joy. How many days slip by in forgetfulness? What are you doing with your life? Look deeply and smile. The source of a true smile is an awakened mind. How can you remember to smile when you wake up? You might hang a reminder such as a branch, a leaf, a painting, or some inspiring words in your window or from the ceiling above your bed. Once you develop the practice of smiling, you may not need a sign. You'll smile as soon as you hear a bird sing or the sunlight stream through the window. And this will help you approach the day with more gentleness and understanding. The last line of this gatha comes from the Lotus Sutra. Look at all beings with eyes of compassion. In the sutra, this line reads, eyes of loving kindness look on all loving beings. Love is impossible without understanding. In order to understand others, we must know them and be inside their skin. Then we can treat them with loving kindness. The source of love is our fully awakened mind. Treating all beings with loving kindness through that ability to understand, to otherwise step in their shoes, see them without judgment. But as we always say, bring that first to yourself, that loving kindness to yourself, and understanding and non-judgment to yourself. And bring your hands to your heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. We'll chant the sound of Om together under this gorgeous blue sky today. Unite us all together. So if you could exhale fully and then inhale and join me if you like. Bow your head to your heart, as the head always should bow to the heart. Lower your hands down to your thighs and blink your eyes open, lift your head up, and see if it's possible to bring a smile to your face. And we know that the smile releases that serotonin that helps us just feel better, even if we're not quite there yet. So between the yoga, the breath, and the smiling, we should leave this practice feeling glorious. So, all right, let's get our hands started. So just stretch your fingers out really wide. Get the pinky as far from the thumb as you can. Curl the fingertips in like bear claws, gentle fist and fling the fingers out. So starfish, bear claws, gentle fist and fling, starfish, bear claw. I don't know how many of you wake up in the morning and hear my voice, starfish, bear claw, gentle fist, fling. That's such a good way to start, and maybe this can be your cue to get that smile going. Get that gentle fist and make some circles with your thumb. Motion is lotion, so if you've got that arthritis in those thumb joints, get them moving, even though it might be a little bit tender. And then take your thumb to the base of each finger. Start on the base of your pinky and slide it up your pinky. Slide it up your ring finger like you're trying to get glue off of your hands. Remember, if you were a kid and put glue on your hands, let it dry, and then try to make little fingers with glue. I don't know if you guys did that, but you dip your hand in glue and you could make little hands with your glue. Nice waste of glue. Shake the hands out and then make piano, play the piano and start to rotate the spine a little bit. Just notice if you have any issues as you gently turn side to side before we get into our bigger twists. So it's always good to see, again, who and how you are before you get more deeply into your practice. And then shake the hands out one more time. And let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders and start to get those elbows making some bigger circles. So inhale those elbows up, exhale back, down and around. Inhale up, back, down and around. I'm wondering how many of you have some light weights around you and would enjoy doing some light weight work today. If you don't have lightweight soup cans, I had sent an email earlier. See if you could have those weights available. All right, let's take one at a time so we can give it our full attention. Inhale that elbow up as high as you can get it. We're stretching through the triceps and the underarm to the side body, and then back down and around, which stretches the chest, where the arm connects to the chest. And then see if you can't open the arm up a bit. Do some back stroking. Invite a slight twist of the spine as you lift that arm up. Take it back down and around, and one more full movement of that arm. Nice. All right, let that rest, shake it out. Feel a little heat building up in that shoulder joint. And then go to the other side. One side a little bit more open than the other side. Take that elbow up, back, down and around. Invite a little gentle twist if you like. Ask yourself, is this new? If you have any discomfort in that shoulder, is it temporary? Is it chronic? Yeah. And then open that arm up all the way, full breath in, back down and around. Breathe in, out, one more full arm circle with a little gentle twist of the spine. Good. All right. Now let's bring, I want to do, just the sun breath. So arms out to the side, and we're going to find that sweet spot now with the shoulders. So with the arms out to the side, palms up, let the arms float up. Let them float up. This is that arc of pain. So if you're going to have pain like that old Anacin commercial, take the arms up, take them to the point where you have no pain. Only go as high as there's no impingement or pain. Find your sweet spot. Looking around, see where you are. Good. And then turn the palms down, lower the arms down. Now we're going to play sunrise, sunset. So inhale, just imagine the most beautiful sunrise you've ever seen. Gather that. And then turn the palms down, exhale, sunset. 24 brand new days, 24 brand new hours, all to yourself to just never get them back. These are yours to make the best of, right? And then one more full thought of that 24 brand new hours. Inhale the arms up and then gather those over top of you. Bring the hands together and lower the hands down to the heart. Let's take a moment to just appreciate that idea, waking up for that 24 brand new days. Okay. All right, let's put a block on either side of us. And are weights okay? Anybody have an issue with using weights today? Using soup cans or water bottles? We're all okay with weights. I'll give you a second to grab those. We'll get to those in a minute. Put them down by your side. Okay. All right, so sit up nice and tall. We're going to work the spine just a little bit more. All those movements of the spine. First, flexion and extension in cat-cow. So hands on the knees, slide the hands over the knees, round the back body, and take your chin to the chest. Pause here for a minute. And just allow the shoulder blades to really spread across the back body. So imagine the angel wings on your back body and just really try to separate them away from each other. This is your cat. Notice where you might be having any issues. Pay attention. And then lengthen your spine back up. Slide your heels of your hands to your hips. Press your elbows back behind you and then lift up from your heart space, not arching the lower back, but lift up from your heart space and press the backs of the elbows toward each other. Lift the chin. And then exhale with the breath now. Hands slide over the knees, exhale into cat. And as you're ready to inhale, slide the heels of the hands towards the hips. Lift the head and the heart, eye gaze lifts. No higher than the seam of the ceiling and the wall, so you're not crunching your neck back. Exhale, rounding into cat. Can't believe we're almost getting close to Halloween. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. And just a couple more. Exhale. This could be sunrise, sunset too, as you lift the heart, the sun rises and lifts, 24 brand new days, and I didn't say brand new days, brand new hours. Exhale round. One more time, inhale, lift, shine your heart forward. And exhale, going into that cat posture. And then come back to neutral. That's your flexion extension of the spine. Let's do some lateral movement now. So you've got a block on your left side. So lengthen the spine up and see if you can't tip over, bring the fingertips to that left side. If that doesn't feel like it's enough movement for you, you can lower your block a little bit lower and bring the fingertips onto the block. So find that kind of nice spot for yourself. And then bring your right arm up to goal post. Roll the shoulder back. Palm faces the ear. And this is where your shoulder wants to stay, keep it there. But if it can reach up overhead, fingertips towards the sky. And then your third option would be upper arm in line with the ear. You're going to feel that stretch from fingertip all the way down to your pelvis if you press the hip bone down. If you've lifted it up, you won't feel it as much. So keep the sit bone pressed down as you reach with the fingertips. One more breath here. And then lower the arm down, hand on the thigh, press back up to neutral, and then we'll go to the other side. So find that spot on this side that's good for you. The block can be at its highest point or its midpoint. You can even hold on to the chair if that's better for you. Take a breath in, bring that hand to goal post with the hand facing the ear. Stay here or reach the arm up overhead. And that may feel good, or upper arm comes in line with the ear. Find that stretch. So did your buttock lift up? Press that left buttock back down. Good. And then open up between hip and rib. Nice. Good stretch there. All right. And then come back to neutral. And then we're going to use the side body muscles to tick-tock here. Okay. So wherever your blocks were, see if you can leave them there. Use the side body muscles to tick-tock side to side and work that, that waistline. All right. So trying to draw the belly in and keeping the spine long and tall. And just notice if you're using the muscles, if you're just kind of rocking back and forth a little bit, but really take your time to touch those blocks and allow the muscles to really engage as you use that, that strength of the side body. A couple more each way. Tick tock, keeping the spine long, trying not to hinge forward. And then that last time, let's go one more time to your deepest level of comfort. So that might be up, arm up overhead or goal post. Stay here for just another moment. And then see if you can't use your side body muscles to lift back up and go the other direction. Good. Our side body muscles don't get a lot of attention until we actually give it to them. So they can be weak. And then lift back up. Can both arms come together? Hand come down to the heart. Good. Now starting with twisting, bring the hands to the shoulders, lift the elbows up, draw the belly in, and gently twist toward the left side, and keeping the head in line with the breastbone. Twist toward the other way. So you're using your side body muscles again. If you're having any pain in your back, then, or you've been told not to twist, then don't. But you can support your spine by drawing the belly in, and that will help to kind of cushion it. All right, if this is where it's the best place for you to twist, continue with this. Or if your spine is just hunky-dory, take your right hand to your left knee. Left hand can stay at the hip. And then we're just going to do the rainbow twist. So lift that right hand up overhead, follow it with your eye gaze, take it back behind you and twist back behind you toward that right side. As you inhale, bring that hand back up overhead, follow it with your eye gaze, and lower the hand back down to the knee. And just a couple more with the breath. Inhale as you reach the arm up. Exhale as you lower the arm back down and behind you. If you're having any discomfort with the lower back, then make sure you stay with the gentle washing machine. Fingers to the shoulder twist. One more time, inhale. So we need this twist to be able to look behind us, see who's talking about us, do our driving, right? Put the seatbelt on. Let's go to the other side. Left hand onto the knee, reach it up overhead. Look back behind you. Follow your thumb with your eye gaze if you can. And a little movement in the upper neck, cervical spine too. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down and around. And let's do that one more time. Good. Inhale. And good. Beautiful. Okay. Back to center. Hands on the thighs, lengthen the spine. Now we'll just do some forward folding. So bring the hands on the thighs, forward fold. Press back up. Inhale. Keep the sitting bones pressed into the chair as you reach long with the crown of the head, so you're stretching your spine long. And then just a couple more with the breath. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen. This time when you stay hinged forward, stay hinged and slide the hands to the outsides of the knees. Press the hands into the knees, the legs into the hands, elbows point out, and engage the muscles of the shoulders as well as the inner outer thigh. This is called pressure cooker. So you're pushing your hands into your legs, you're pushing your legs into your hands, creating resistance, an isometric exercise. All right, bring the hands back onto the thighs, lift back up. We'll do that one more time. So inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Maybe slide the hands to the middle of the calves, the outer edge of the calf, if that's okay with the back. So press the hands into the legs into the hands. At the same time, press the feet into the floor, the sitting bones into the chair, reach long with the crown of the head. Everything's active and engaged. You should be feeling this. One more breath here. Exhale with an open sigh. Bring the hands to the thighs and lift back up. Bring the feet together and take the knees apart. All right. So I'm hearing some funny sounds. I'm just going to mute. If you need to unmute yourself to say something, just go ahead. It sounds like a fan or a scraping sound. I don't know if you all hear that or not. Maybe it's me. Okay. So we're going to do a bunch of work with blocks and our legs right now. So I'm going to take one block and place it in front of us, our right leg coming out from our right hip. And the other block will be in the center of us, right in line in front of the belly button on the edge of the block, on the edge of the mat. So we start with a hamstring stretch. Okay, so if you like to use a strap to help support the hamstring stretch, please, by all means, use a strap. We're going to hinge forward, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to hinge forward using a block as long as your spine's okay and as long as you're not rounding into it. So you can use your hands on the thighs to support, you can use the strap to support, or you can use the fingertips on the block to support. Okay, so you can try them all, see which one you like better. They're all good. It just depends on what your body's feeling like today. Okay, so first we do the leg strengthener. So we're going to get forward in the chair as you can. Okay, so that all your leg is hanging down. If you're short statured and you need 2 blocks to lift your leg up, do that. We're going to press the heel into the block. The leg is straight. All right, so press the thigh bone down and press the heel down. So as you're pressing the thigh bone down and the heel down, your leg is going to engage and be strong. And then bring the toes up towards the nose. Lengthen your spine, and here's your options here. You're going to use the strap and hinge forward, leading with the heart. Head and neck stay in alignment, so don't droop into it. Keep those shoulder blades gently drawn together on the back, belly button towards the thigh, not nose toward the thigh. Other option would be hands on the thighs. Third option would be hands on the block. All right, that's going to create the most rounding in your spine if you're not able to support it. So you decide what's best for you. Keep pressing the heel and the thigh bone down. Keep that leg strong. If you engage the upper top part of the leg, you'll release the back part. Inhale, lengthen back up. And do that one more time. Hinge forward in whatever manner is best for you. Ooh, and I like what Jenna's doing. She's got her hands behind her, holding on to the chair. That really helps keep your head and heart lifted. Yeah, that's nice too. Our teachers are our best student. Our students are our best teachers. Oh, wait, one more time. Good. All right, lift up. All right, so now we're going to take this leg and scooch over towards the right side of your chair and take your leg out to the right side. So you're in gate pose now. And your foot's going to go wherever your knee is happiest. We're going to have one block on our left side, one block in the middle, and the leg out to the right side. Left knee is pointing forward. Again, one block on the left, one block in the center, left knee's forward, right leg's out to the side. Foot is down or you're on the heel, depending on how your knee feels best. Everybody in position? All right. So as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Find that beautiful length. Find that little right side, lower it down to the right thigh and hinge over to that side, not rounding into it. Keep the heart lifted. Use that stretch that we just did on that left side of the body. If you're at goal post, you're at goal post. If you're straight up, you're straight up. If the upper arm comes in line with the ear, that works too. You choose. All right, use your side body muscles now and try to come to a T with those side body muscles. And we're going to take our left hand to the block. Right hand is again going to come to goal post, fingers to the sky or upper arm in line with the ear. Good. Now you're holding on to that block on the left side. Pick it up with you. Bring both arms up overhead again and bring it down to the block in the center. Hands are going to lengthen or going to hinge forward. So you can keep your block at a long T, a long I, you can make it a T, or you can set them side by side. We're trying to get a big stretch on that outer right thigh, the leg that's sticking out, and a little bit of opening in that opposite hip. Feel that? Keep the spine long. Nice. Good. All right, bring the hand to the thigh, press back up, and we're going to come into a lunge. So bring the feet back to center. Move the blocks out of the way for a sec. We're going to do the opposite leg lunge. So we're going to twist, turn towards the right side of the chair and hold on to the back of the chair with your right arm. Your left buttock is hanging off the chair. And then you're slowly going to start to walk your foot back until you can get the knee pointing in the direction of the floor. Toes are curled under, or if that doesn't feel good on your toes, the top of the foot is down on the mat. The important thing here is not to arch the lower back, all right? So what I need you to do here is squeeze the glute, squeeze that left glute, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lengthen your spine up, hinge forward a bit, reach the arm forward, and then keeping the butt squeezed, tuck the butt under a little bit, tuck that tailbone under until you feel a stretch coming down the thigh and hinge back a little bit. Don't arch the back, just start to scoop that tailbone under till you feel a big stretch in the quad. Keep pressing the top of the foot down to engage the muscle. You feel that stretch in the, it might come all the way down to the knee. So gently, gently. All right, release that, let it go. Take a breath. Press the top of the foot or the toes into the earth, knee points down, squeeze the glute, tuck the butt under a little bit and hinge back just a little bit without arching the back. Don't want any of that. You're going to crunch your lower back. Just lean back a little bit into it. This is a tough stretch in that quad. Ooh. All right, let's bring that knee back. Give that leg a little love. Come back to center and we'll set our blocks up again for the other side. All right. So we got one block in front of the left leg, one block in the center. I'm going to place the left leg on the block with the heel on the block. You're scooched forward in your chair as far as you feel safe. Press the heel down, press the thigh bone down, toes towards the nose. You're going to use strap, thighs, or block for this forward fold. You decide. So first we do is lengthen. Press that heel, press that thigh bone down, lift and spread your toes towards the nose, and then lift up and over. So it's the belly button to the thigh, not the nose to the knee. You can hold on to the strap, thighs or fingertips can come onto the block. Mind your breath. Try to keep that extended leg engaged. So you're really pressing that leg down, strengthening the leg, lifting and spreading the toes. Give our stretches 20 to 30 seconds to work and then lift back up. We'll try that again. Lengthen, lift up and over using a strap, hands on thighs or the block. Head and neck stay lifted, right? In alignment, not drooping the head, not hanging the head off the cervical spine. One more breath here, good. All right, lift back up. Take that block from the center, place it on your right. Bring the other block toward the center. Scooch on over towards that left side and extend your left leg out to the left side. So you've got one block in the middle, one block on the left, on the right. Right knee's pointing forward, left leg's out to the side. Inhale those arms up overhead, get length first. And then find that left hand, lower it down to the left leg and crescent. And if you're better off at goalpost, stay at goalpost. Palm can face the ear just to open up the shoulder. Arm can come up overhead or upper arm in line with the ear. Good. Take a little breath here. Use your side body muscles. Come to a T with the arms. Go the other direction. So the right hand comes to the chair or the block. Left arm comes to goalpost, upper arm in line with the ear, wherever you are. You're tired of hearing me say that, right? You know to go wherever you are. That's the place to be. That's the good place. Wherever you are is the good place. All right, come back to a T. Use your side body muscles. Can you use those muscles to tilt back up and then bring the hands to the thighs, hinge forward. Oh, I forgot to have you bring the block. So depending on how high you want it to be, you can have your hands on the blocks here, on the thighs, you can make a T, or you can set them side by side. Now it's easy just to round over this, but it's hard to engage the legs, press the feet down, press those sitting bones we found at the beginning of practice into the chair as you shoot your spine long and forward and then hinge forward. So you really engage the legs and stretch that inner thigh on that extended leg. I'm pressing my right foot into the floor and I'm feeling some sensation in that quad as well. Another breath here. Good. And then lift back up, get your blocks out of the way. And we're going to turn toward the left. Let the right buttock hang off, holding on for dear life to the chair so don't fall off the side of the chair. And then slowly walk that leg back to your level of comfort, right? Be where you are. So left knee's pointing forward, right knee's pointing down. I'm on the ball of my toe, if that feels okay, which it doesn't on me because arthritis in that toe. The bottom of the top of the foot pressing into the mat. Reach the arm up overhead, get length, squeeze the glute, tuck the butt under a little bit. First hinge forward and then press back until you feel something that feels like sensation going down the whole thigh muscle without pain in the knee, right? No pain is all gain. Keep pressing the top of the foot down to keep the leg engaged. Hinge forward again, breathe in. As you exhale, press that foot down, squeeze the glute, tuck the butt under a little bit, protect that lower back. Give that leg a good stretch. Woo. And release that. Bring your leg forward. That's never a crowd pleaser. It's a necessary evil. As we strengthen our quads, we have to lengthen them too, right? So we are going to do some strengthening with those quads. Okay. We are going to give you an option of doing your weight sitting or standing. Okay, so standing will need a little bit more core strength. You can do them sitting if you're just, wanting to conserve some of your energies. So picking up your weights, I'll flip-flop back between both. All right, so you can, if you're going to stand up, go ahead and stand up. We're going to do sit stand after this. So go ahead and stand up. Press those feet into the earth, get that belly drawn into the spine. Keep your core strong, getting your best Tadasana ever. All right, roll the shoulders back. And let's just start with a little bicep curls. All right, so fingertips onto the shoulders. And if you are standing, if you want to shift the weight to the heels of your feet and bend those knees just a little bit, and then stand back up as you lower the arms down. I hear creak and lower. If you're sitting, then you can lift the heels as you bring the fingertips to the shoulders. All right, we're going to do 2 more like that. And then we'll 1 and 2. Then we're going to take the arms out to a 45-degree angle. So our bicep has 2 connections. We need to get both of those. And if you're sitting in the chair, instead of lifting your heels, lift your toes. If your legs are getting tired doing those little mini squats, don't do them anymore. Let's do 4 more. 1 and 2. Good. 3 and 4. Good. All right. Now bring your arms at a 90-degree angle with your palms facing down. And you're going to keep your elbows locked into your side body and just lift and lower the weights. Just lift and lower the weights. This is getting your wrist and forearm. Now, my mom is really having weakness in her hands. And I remember, if you remember me saying we don't have any muscles in our hands, that our hands are controlled by the muscles in our forearm and wrist. Our hands are just a bunch of ligaments and tendons. So we're working with her on strengthening her forearms and her wrists. All right, let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Now can you hammer? So turn your hands, palms facing each other. Keep your elbows locked into the side body. It's going to lift and lower like you're hammering something really gently. Try to keep your elbows locked in. So don't let your forearms move. It's all in the wrist. See, there you go. Good. Good. 2 more. 1 and 2. You should feel that heat build up in your forearms a little bit, right? All right. Roll your shoulders back, palms face away from you. Bend the knees slightly and hinge forward just a tiny, tiny bit. Keep the spine long. Press the arms back, draw them slightly together and release, but don't come past the seam of your pants. Press back, slightly together and release. Press back lightly together, release, press back, lightly together. Keep that core strong. Draw that belly in and up to support this forward motion of the core as well. If you're sitting in the chair, still hinge forward a tiny bit, press back, lightly together. 3 more, press back. This is your triceps muscle. This is what my friend calls pass the mashed potatoes. And 1 more, press back. Good, and release. Roll the shoulders out. 45s now. Thumbs are up. All right, arms are straight. Roll the shoulders back, draw the belly in, soften the knees, and 1 or both arms at a time come out to a 45-degree angle lower than the shoulders. Don't come above the shoulders, and lower the arms down. You can do 1 at a time, or you can do both at the same time. So they're going not straight out to a T. You're right in the middle of a T and coming forward. All right, so you want to keep it at that nice diagonal. 1 at a time or both. Really take your awareness to the shoulder muscles. Draw those shoulder blades gently toward each other. And yoga is so good for weight training because you learn how to engage and pay attention to the muscle that you're trying to work. Let's do 2 more. Keep those shoulder blades slightly drawn. And last one. Beautiful. All right, take a little break. Roll the shoulders out. And then we'll just do a nice overhead press. So if you're at goal post, you're just going to bring your elbow to your waist and lift up to goal post. Elbow to your waist, lift up to goal post. If you were bringing your arms up overhead, take them all the way up overhead and bring the arms back to the shoulder. Good. 1 at a time is fine. If 2 feels a little bit much. Good, let's do, this is getting your deltoid muscle, which doesn't get a lot of tension, and some of your trapezius muscle, which is the top of your shoulders. Let's do 2 more. 1, but this is gonna help us get stuff off the top shelf, right? And lower those arms down, roll the shoulders out. Okay, we may revisit these in a bit, so go ahead and sit those down. And we're going to do our sit stand now. Okay. Strengthening those quads. If you could get up to 30 of these a day, I know we talked about 10, but want to really start to encourage you to do even more of these. Just like Jenna said, she saw those people at Charlestown doing the sit stand. I don't know how many they were trying to do, but that's what's going to keep you independent for a really long time. All right, so when we do sit stand, we shift our weight forward, come forward in the chair. My mom said, yeah, someone told me sit more forward in the chair, it's easier to get up. I'm like, I think I've said that like 5,000 times. I never get credit, right? All right, hands on the thighs, press the feet into the earth, get light on your buttocks. You can press your hands into your thighs. Now, when you sit down, shift the weight to the heels of your feet. I want you to go down slowly and with control. That's going to help strengthen those legs. Hands can come across the chest. That's an option. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Slowly send the butt down without a plop. Other option is to swoop yourself up. Shift to the heels of the feet. You want, you can try arms out to the side. Create a little more leverage. Arms in front. A little more challenging.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a tip to do it so that your knees are not bothered as much?
You can take a block, place it between your thighs and squeeze. Okay. That's going to encourage the core to engage more and also get the legs engaged first. Hinge forward, press the feet into the floor, and then lean forward a little bit. You might need your hands to push up from the chair to get started. And then shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Bring the hands back to the chair before you sit back down for support. So that's going to give you support, either hands on the chair or hands on the thighs.
Okay, and the block.
And the block, squeezing the block helps to engage the muscles that you're trying to recruit.
Okay.
All right, so give that a try, see how that feels.
Well, I don't have bad knees, but I've got older knees. I mean, I can feel it a little bit when I'm doing.
Yeah. And we're going to do another thing to help strengthen the supportive structures around the knees as well. You guys have done a gazillion of these, so just one more. Okay. See if that helps. Does that help?
Oh, I haven't done it yet. I don't have a block yet, but yeah, I will do that. I'll try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Stay standing then. Yeah, these knees are tricky. But if we can really work to, if it's arthritis, sometimes it's just not a lot you can do for the pain. But you can support all the structures around your knees. All right, now let's bring the chair to the front of the mat on our left side. Everything out of the way. Clear your mat so you're safe. Okay. Okay. And let's turn and face the chair and start with a really nice back stretch. So going to keep the knees soft, hands are on the back of the chair, and just walk the feet back behind you. Arms are as far on the edges of the chair as you can get. So you've got a nice wide girth for your head to come between the upper arms or in the direction thereof. And then just with the knees nice and soft, keep the head and neck in alignment. Draw the belly in so the front body's toward the back body, supporting the spine, and then just enjoy a nice stretch of the lower back. Imagine you're getting a whole nother ½ inch built between those vertebrae in the disc. More breath. You can do this at your kitchen counter a few times a day too. And then slowly walk the feet back forward. Reach the arms to wherever was comfortable for you. Get that length in the spine again. Bring the hands together and come down to the heart. Now we stretched our hamstrings. Let's take advantage of those. All right. So come to your best mountain pose. Feet are pressed into the earth. And I want you this time to isometrically imagine you are trying to take your legs away from each other. So you're sliding, you're not going to move them. Isometric means you engage, but you don't move. So imagine you're trying to take your feet out to the side. You should feel your race stripes fire up on your legs. What that's also doing is creating more space in your sacrum so you can hinge forward. All right. So isometrically take your legs away from each other. Get that space in your sacrum. Draw the front body to the back body and start to hinge forward with soft knees. Hinge forward. Notice what you notice about your sitting bones where the hamstring attaches to the sitting bone. Head and neck stay in alignment for now. And then use the strength of your body, your core, to lift yourself back up. This is all core. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Isometrically take those legs away from each other. Hinge forward. See if you can get a little bit deeper into this fold. And then press the feet into the earth, hands into the back of the chair, lift back up to standing. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward again. Now allow the crown of the head to release. Take your awareness to the tops of your thigh bones and try to press the tops of your thigh bones back, creating some straightening of the knees until you get a sensation down the back of the thighs, not pain, but just stretch along the hamstrings. If your lower back has taken a hit, back off of it. One more breath here. And then press the hands into the chair, lift back up to standing. Inhale the arms up overhead, palms together and hands down to the heart. Okay. Now, can we turn our chair facing us? And take a wide stance on the chair. So facing the chair in a wider stance. Lengthen up through your spine, and then again, keeping the torso straight, hinge forward and bring the hands to the seat of the chair. And we want to wobble the pelvis here. So we're going to shift our pelvis with the knees staying as straight as possible. Wobble the pelvis over to the right and get this stretch in the inside of the left inner thigh. And then slowly come to center and wobble the pelvis over to the left and notice the stretch on the inner thigh of the right leg. Keep going, start in center again, and then go to the right, center, left, and then just take it a little bit faster. Wobble that pelvis back and forth. Trying to get a little freedom of movement in that hip joint. One more each way. Good. And then come to center and press the hands into the chair to lengthen the spine. And then see if you can't hinge forward just a little bit more with your knees staying straight. Bring the crown of the head toward the seat of the chair, getting a long stretch across the back of the hamstrings, the lower back, and the inner thighs. Good. Beautiful. All right, when you're ready, slowly press back up. Heel toe walk your feet back to center. Shake your legs out. Okay. All right, a couple more things here. So facing your chair to the seat of the chair, we're going to come into a chair pose. All right, chair pose might help some of you to put that block between your thighs. And Beverly, you can get blocks at 5 Below if there's one near you. We use a lot of block.
It's on my list. I just haven't
it's on your list. Okay, good. All right, so the block, you'll find what happens is when you squeeze the block with your inner thighs, it sends a chain of events to your pelvic floor and then to your core. All right, so it really does help support the core. So squeezing the block, shift the weight to the heels of your feet, hinge forward a quarter fold, and then with those tricky knees, start to bend the knees, but make sure you're sending the sitting bones back like you're sitting in a chair. I call this peeing in the woods without getting your shoes wet pose. Think about that. So you want to really send your high knee back, okay? And then if it's possible to keep the hands on the chair if you need that support, or if you can, bring the hands to the heart. All right, so you've got the chair seat, the chair back, or the hands to the heart. Squeezing the block, keeping the heart lifted, and then press the feet into the earth and come back to standing. That's going to really work on strengthening the quads, okay, keeping those thighs strong. Let's try that again. Starting in mountain pose, shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Squeeze the block or the imaginary block. Just isometrically draw your legs together this time. That's going to ignite the core. Start to hinge forward a quarter fold. Start to bend the knees, squatting as if you're trying not to, get your shoes wet. Don't arch the back or send the butt up. Keep the tailbone lengthened toward the heels. All right, what I'd like to do here now is bring the hands to the seat or the back of the chair and hinge forward even a little bit more. And now bring your weight to the fronts of the feet and start to straighten the knees a little bit. Pressing the tops of the thigh bones back, getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Now shift the weight back to the heels of your feet. Bend your knees again back into chair pose. And then using your hands on your thighs to help support, lift up. Press back up to chair. So you're only coming up to that quarter fold. And then see if you can't bring the hands to the heart. Pause here for a moment. This is a lot, I know. And then push the feet into the earth and come all the way to standing. That's a big core builder, quad builder, okay? I'm gonna remove the block and now I'm gonna face forward. Because this is where I really wanna start to help build the balancing of the pelvis to support the knees, okay? We did this once 2 weeks ago, and I made it a homework assignment, and I don't know if anyone had a chance to do it. But I'll show you what it looks like first is hands can be on the thighs. You're gonna come to that little bit of chair pose, but less. It's about half the chair pose you were before. And then you're gonna shift your weight to the left, pick the right foot up, step just a tiny little step. Now I'm gonna shift the weight to the right and bring my feet back together. Shift to the left, step right, shift to the right, bring the feet back together. Okay, what that's doing is isolating your hip muscle right in that little butt muscle, the gluteus medius, which is super weak and always throws things out of alignment. Okay, so this helps to build that. And you're going to feel this tomorrow, that little butt muscle. That's what, if you could practice this throughout the course of the week, I want to see if you can tell me that you started to notice this muscle firing up a little bit, which will help balance out your pelvis muscles, which will then help to support your knees, okay? So hands on the thighs, shift the weight to the heel of the feet. Bend the knees a little bit, just a little bit, all right? Keep the core strong, so draw that belly in. Everyone shift to the left and send your right foot out just a couple of inches. Shift to the right, and then pick that left foot up and bring it together. Shift to the left, pick the right foot up, then shift to the right, pick the left foot up. So you're just shifting your weight. That's the important thing, is that you're shifting your weight and letting that muscle take hold for just a moment. And you're going to take 5 steps one way and then take 5 steps the other way. You don't need to bend the knees a lot, but you do need to bend them to be able to isolate that gluteus medius. You do need to shift the weight. And these are tiny little steps. They're not big steps. And it's super slow and super subtle. And this is where mindfulness comes in. And then straighten the knees, shake that out. Did you feel that? Could you feel that in the butt? Yeah. That's a really, really good one, really good, important one. So if you could practice that even along your kitchen counter, and then try to build up to 10 steps one way and 10 steps the other way, okay? And then the goal is to get 3 sets of that 10, okay? So just building up, and you will notice it, I promise you. Okay, wow, that time went fast.
Question.
Yeah.
What if I feel it on my kind of lower back here? What am I doing wrong?
On your lower back, really engage the core, all right? So you wanna shift the weight to the heels of the feet, really engage the core. Are you feeling it on one side more than the other, Jenny?
Yes.
Okay, so you may have a little sacroiliac joint instability. So we're gonna do that next, okay? I'm gonna show you how to stabilize that. So we're gonna lie down and have your strap and a block or a pillow, okay? And a strap or a pillow, because a lot of times these go together. Your sacrum will get a little bit out of whack when your hips are off balance, okay? All right, so lie down on your back. You need a strap, and if you don't have a block, you get a pillow. And you can do this in bed as well, bed or a cushion. Beverly, are you in your bedroom by any chance? Or do you have?
Oh, I'm just going to watch this one. I'm not. I have a mat, but I'm just going to watch this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we're lying on our back, and we're going to place the strap around the back of your thighs. Okay. If everybody get there. Back of your thighs, your feet are on the floor. And then kind of tie your thighs together. So crisscross them over top of each other. So you got a little bit of, you're tying it, but you need to be able to let it go. So the long and short is you're gonna start by pressing your thighs into the strap with your legs even, and then you're gonna open it up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So it's hard to hold the strap. So I found it to be easier if I twisted it around a couple times because you don't have to work it so hard. You know what I mean? So I just twisted it. I just kind of turned it and then I can let go a little, give myself a little more space. All right, so your legs are tied together, right? The strap is stable, so you don't have to use a lot of shoulder work. Now you're going to press your thighs into the strap, and the strap is going to press into the thighs, and you're going to hold that for 5 seconds. And you may feel a little bit of tension on one side of your hip versus the other. Okay, release that. And now take your knees away from each other about 3 inches. All right, give yourself some space and press. Press the strap, the thighs into the strap. Press, 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 press. And release. Now give yourself a little more space, another inch or 2. Knees are out. Press, press the strap into the thighs. Press, press, press. And you may feel this on the side, on the affected side of your sacroiliac joint. That sacroiliac joint is a joint in the triangular muscle in the middle of the bone in the middle of the pelvic bone. And then one more time, take them open a little bit more and press the thighs into the strap. And you shouldn't be using a lot of tension if you've got a nice good twist on that strap, like a little twisty tie. And hold it for 5 seconds and then release that. Now undo the strap and place your block in between the fatty part of your thighs. And all we're going to do is squeeze the block. We're going to squeeze the block of the pillow. So we squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 5 seconds. A ball will work. It might be more comfortable for some of you. Just going to squeeze and release. Squeeze. Notice if you feel fatigue more on one side or the other. This is all about noticing and mindfulness. Hold it for about 5 seconds and then release. And then we're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. And last one, squeeze. And release. Good. All right. Now, feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to go into a little bit of bridge. Feet are hip distance apart. All right. Arms are down by your side. Snuggle your shoulder blades under your back. Bend your elbows so your palms are facing each other across your torso. All right, here's the trick now. Instead of a typical bridge where we keep our knees pointing forward, you're going to take your knees slightly out to the side. Slightly out to the side. So open the knees just a little bit. And then push the backs of the arms and the feet into the floor and lift the hips up a bit and squeeze the muscles around the sitting bone. And you're really going to isolate more the gluteus medius with the knees out to the side. And release. Lift up again, squeeze. So you're pressing the backs of the arms and the feet into the floor. You're going to squeeze the muscles. Give those sitting bones a little hug with your butt muscles. Squeeze. And release. Let's do that again. Press the backs of the arms and the feet. Lift the hips and torso up off the floor. It doesn't have to come high. This is more about realigning the sacroilium and strengthening the gluteus medius to balance out the pelvis to help support the knees. And release. Now this is one that you want to start to build up to trying to do. Hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, 10 times, and then try to build up to 2 or 3 sets of those. But if you get fatigued, you stop because you'll recruit the wrong muscles. So just a little at a time. Lift and squeeze. And release one more time. Lift and squeeze. The knees are still out to the side. It feels weird because normally we have our knees pointing forward. And release. Good. Now lower your left leg down and put your right foot on top of your left thigh. Reach your left hand to hold on to somewhere on your right thigh, and you're just going to rock it 10 to 20 times, a gentle rocking 10 to 20 times. What we're doing here is just loosening up that back piriformis muscle, loosening up the sacroiliac, just getting it ready for the twist. And you just rock it 10 to 20 times, 20, 30 times. It should feel good. It shouldn't feel challenging. You're just rocking it. And then when you feel ready, if your spine is okay with this, you're going to use your left hand to gently pull your right knee over to that left side. Doesn't have to go all the way over. What you're looking for is a sensation in the buttock area as you draw the knee in the direction of the upper arm. So find that sweet spot where you find the stretch. All right, so the right knee is being directed toward the left upper arm until you find a sweet spot stretch in the gluteus area, the piriformis, the gluteus medius. If you feel pain in your lower back, then back off. The shoulder works toward the direction of the floor. It may or may not get there. That's okay. Release that, and we'll do that one more time. Take a breath in, and then invite it over toward that left side one more time. So first you loosen it, little 20, 30 little jiggles, and then you take it over to the side for 20 seconds, 2 or 3 times. Okay, and that'll help with that whole sciatica, that SI joint issue. Bring it back to center, bend your knees, bring them into your chest, rock side to side, and then we'll go to the other side. So lower the right leg down, put the left foot on top of the right thigh and just jiggle it. Just rock it back and forth 20, 30 times. Nice and easy. Nothing should hurt here. It's just a gentle rocking, kind of telling it what's coming next. And then when you feel ready, just invite that left leg over towards the right side, nice and easy, nice and slow. The foot staying on the calf, on the thigh, if that works. If you need to support your leg with a block, you can do that, or a pillow. And then see if you can't bring the knee in the direction of the upper arm until you feel some sensation that feels like a good stretch, like you found that sweet spot. Then we'll release it back to center and do it one more time. Good. And then release that. Bring both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Do whatever it is you need to do so you can settle into Shavasana. Nice full body stretch, a happy baby, whatever would feel good. And then we'll settle into a quickie Shavasana. Sorry about that. Wanted to make sure we got our SI joints in a good place. And take a couple of breaths in through the nose, out through an open mouth. Releasing any tightness or tension that may have accumulated. Wiggle, move around in whatever way you need to. Settle in. And just allow the body to soften into the space. If you'd like to take a longer Shavasana and you want to turn off the video, please do so. I apologize for jipping you on Shavasana. So staying where you are if you feel ready. Just beginning to come back into the space with your beautiful breath, gentle movement. Whatever stretch would feel good to help you settle back in to your mat, chair. Move over onto your favorite side for just a moment. Any gratitude for doing something nice for yourself today and using this 24 beautiful hours in whatever way serves you and people you love the most. And press your hands into the earth and use that to help you come to a comfortable seat. Hands to the heart space, and we'll send each other off in a resounding sound of Om. So if you'd like to join me, inhale fully. Om.